So this is the trailer that carries virtually everything we own.
Yeah.
We bought it for cows back when we had Moo Moo and Ziggy and Two Hearts, and we bought it to haul them around in, but didn't do much cow hauling. I mean, we took them to the vet once or twice a year, but everything we own is now in here in a 16-foot by 6-foot by 7-foot stock trailer. And what would you say, Amy? Was that one of the most difficult experiences of your life?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was tough. Parting with stuff that all had value and meaning and people associated to it. So the experience was like,
What?
the experience was like, oh gosh, nothing.
Giving away your children?
Giving away your children. Yeah. It was harder than giving away puppies.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, well, because people give you money. And they're going to a good family, and you don't want to clean up, 19 puppies every day for the rest of your life. That would not be good. But yeah, it was tough. So the beginning of a journey towards a transformational life where you have a lot less stuff because it all has to fit in a tiny little sailboat. Well, not tiny sailboat, but sailboats are much smaller than houses. Think of an 800 square foot apartment, maybe 1,000 square feet.
Which is what, 2 bedrooms?
Yeah,
So,
it'd be like a 2-bedroom apartment, only it's a 4-bedroom boat, but not big bedrooms.
Yeah.
4 queen beds. And there's quite a bit of storage, but it's all in little cubby holes, right? So you have to, there's no furniture you take on a sailboat. So we had to give away or donate
everything.
All the furniture. Everything we had in a 4-bedroom house, which was previously in a 5-bedroom house. We actually downsized to a 4-bedroom house. And so we had to give away all the furniture. And then sailboats have no walls to speak of. So then you have to give away or donate or give to family members most of your art.
Yeah.
And then the kitchen's tiny. So then you have to give away, donate most of your kitchen appliances and stuff. And then the beds are all queen beds. So we had a king bed. So we aren't going to be having a king bed there, but that's okay. Queen's big enough. And clothes, well, you can't have a giant walk-in closet per person in a boat. You get...
I can try.
Well, you can try. Yeah, I know. You'll probably want to use one of the 4 bedrooms just for your personal storage, I know.
Oh, I always do.
Huh?
I always do.
Yeah, but we will have guests on the boat, so occasionally somebody has to move the clothes aside to sleep on the bed. But the point is, I know that I gave away or donated probably 75% of my clothing. What about you?
No comment.
No. And a few of my pairs of shoes, but Amy, how many pairs of shoes did you own in that house? I lost count. It was way more than 40.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so we won't be needing that much on a boat. Fortunately, your mother has an attic that we've mostly filled up, and closet that's in 2 bedrooms that she wasn't using all of. So, but she's got a tiny little 3-bedroom house compared to what we're used to, and so her storage is very limited. So everything that won't go on a boat is going to stay in her house. So we assume someday we're returning to land, and so there's stuff that we would probably ever only use if we return to land, and that's going to stay in Mom's house. And then everything else that fits on a boat is going to be in this trailer in the back of your car and my pickup truck, and that's it. And in fact, I kind of believe that everything we take to the boat, we probably will realize we didn't need some of that. So a subset of what we're taking to Florida
Will be donated
take
there.
to the boat will probably be donated there or left in the rent house for renters to use, if you can stand the idea. So that's kind of what it's like. We didn't anticipate it being this hard, and I'd say it was one of the hardest experiences of our lives to sell the house and figure out what to do with 40 years of stuff, or I'm older than that, but most of what we have, we collected over the last 40 years. So I think I'm looking forward, though, on the other side of this to some freedom, right? Because when you have a lot of stuff that you can fill up a 4-bedroom, 3,600 square foot house with, then you have to take care of it and store it and manage it and sort it and clean it. And it's a lot of work to care for that much space and that much house. And now it just sits in this trailer. And now we have to clean up Mom's house because we made a mess of it, but that'll happen over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll be free of it. So even though it's terrifying to go through this process and a lot of work and a lot of arguments and conflicts about what to keep and what to donate and what to throw away, on the other side of it, there's quite a bit of freedom. And hopefully quite a bit of tax donation, because, donations to 501c3 charities are tax deductible, so maybe that'll offset some of our tax burden for next year. But this was a tough process. We believe it's going to be worth it. Obviously, we're not on the boat yet. So we're anticipating a time when we feel like, oh man, we're so glad we went through that. I'm not sure we're feeling that right now. We're hoping, we're anticipating, we're expecting. We're basically walking in faith that this transformation we're going through will find its rewards on the other side. There are glimpses of that in, the time we've had on boats and the trip I made without Amy this year. So, and we're going on faith that all the other people we've talked to who have gone through a similar heart-wrenching experience of downsizing to a boat, I've not heard anybody say they regretted it. I've not heard one person say, gosh, we wish we hadn't done all this. What a crazy, stupid thing to do. Haven't heard any of that. I've heard nothing but, wow, it was worth it. It was what we needed. It changed our perspective. It gave us a stronger sense of self and purpose and mission and calling, and it was good for our kids, and it was good for our friends. So we're going to go on faith that we're going to experience what they experienced. What do you think?
Yes, freedom. Yeah, that's it.
So it occurred to me while I'm making this video and editing it that most people are going to be asking the question, why did you move everything into a stock trailer? And the answer is pretty complex, right? So if we move it into a big moving van, then we'll take a whole house full of stuff into a moving van. We'll haul all the way to Florida. Then we'll give most of it away to all of the donation and dumps in Florida. Well, that makes no sense to pay thousands of dollars to move stuff for donation in Florida. So we put it in a trailer. So why a stock trailer? Well, because number one, we owned a stock trailer. Number two, if we put it in a U-Haul, we didn't know exactly when we're moving to Florida. It might be days, weeks, months, we're not sure. There's lots of timelines at play here. So didn't want to rent a trailer and then have it sit somewhere. And of course, then the question is, well, then why didn't we put it in a storage facility? Well, similar problem. How long is it going to be there? And why would we move it into a storage facility, then move it out of a storage facility if we're going to be moving pretty soon? Plus, I was afraid that if we put it in a storage facility, then it would spend years in a storage facility, and now I pay more in storage costs than the stuff might be worth. So the answer was our stock trailer. So this is a thank you to a lot of people that helped us get to this point. One of the most amazing things about living where we lived in New Hope, Texas for 5 years was the neighbors. So Phil and Martha Daniel are just amazing, selfless people. And our trailer is stored in their backyard while we wait for our plan to unfold. And we spent so much time with them. I mean, Phil is such a selfless guy. You know, he helps the whole neighborhood fix and repair and clean up and trim. And he and T.W. Cowley, another amazing guy, one of the funniest people in the neighborhood, he helped us so much. They've got tractors and loaders and trailers and flatbeds and a barn full of equipment and tools, and those guys they just really helped us adjust to here and to help us when we needed it. And they just really taught us a lot about what it means to be a good Texan, I would say. The Texans that you hope still live in Texas. And so Phil and Martha and TW, thank you so much. We have to talk about Brad and Benny, who are equally selfless. They hosted many, many dinners at their home, invited us in the neighborhood over. Just loving, giving people. Lots of prayer time at their home. Then I have to mention Duke and Jill, who are heavily involved in the city government, and Jill runs New Hope as far as I'm concerned, and Duke's such an example of steadiness, or at least the appearance of steadiness, and got a great dry sense of humor, helped me out as well. Gosh, who else can we talk about? Oh, the Goodwins. Great people, invited us over to their house, hosted a party. The whole neighborhood showed us what it's like to really be a community in a neighborhood. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that. Have you?
When I was younger.
When you were younger, yeah. The older times, right?
Well, yeah, about 20, 30 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah, in the suburban neighborhoods I lived in, I didn't experience this kind of community. I mean, there were a few nice people and you could get to know them, but you weren't really...
Nothing like this.
Nothing like this, yeah.
No.
I agree. Gosh, who else should we mention? Should we mention Brad and Betty and Phil and Martha and TW and Duke and Jill? Kim is the mayor pro tem, and she was such a welcoming person. Taylor and Josh Stone. We can't forget them. Really fun people. Invite us over to their home. I like that they represent kind of where the neighborhood's going, right? Younger people. I don't think they would say
30s.
They're not. They wouldn't say they were young, but they're definitely younger than maybe the average age over on our side of the road. Anyway, we're just so appreciative of the love and concern and care and selflessness of our neighbors. They really taught us a lot about what being a good neighbor is, and encouraged us so much on this journey. Didn't call us crazy. We were a little afraid of how they would react when we began telling them, our dream is to leave the neighborhood. And even though they were sad about that, they didn't make us feel guilty.
And there was always Teresa and Stan.
Oh, Teresa and Stan, we can't forget them.
No.
They kind of led the way in some
Yes,
ways.
they did, yeah.
Yeah. You want to tell the story of Teresa and Stan?
You know them so much better.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, they lived on the other side of our property across 408, and I'd known them for many years and went to their home, and we came over. Part of the reason to come to this neighborhood was to be close to Teresa and Stan. Well, gosh, I guess 1 year ago, or a little over a year ago, year and a half ago, they put their home up for sale.
Last June.
Yeah, they put it up for sale in the spring of 22 and sold it by June.
No,
right?
it was 1 hour. It was for sale for
Well,
1 hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 hour.
They put it on the market and it was sold in an hour.
Yeah.
And so that inspired us, like, okay, it really can be done. Now, our house did not sell in an hour. We had it on the market twice for a total of almost a year. And we finally had to split our property in two pieces and sell it separately, and that worked. To actually sell it for anywhere near what we were trying to get out of it so that we could afford to buy the boat we want. But we did it. And so Teresa and Stan Peterson, a great inspiration to us. They moved to Costa Rica. I don't remember the little town. It's on the west coast of Costa Rica. But they were definitely an inspiration and sort of led the way. And so they showed it can be done. They left the country. They're happy. Stan is working remotely from Costa Rica. And they come back to the States frequently to see family. So thank you, everybody. And there's more. We've probably left out people, and we'll try to catch up in future videos of other people that have been really influential on us. And it's weird. We searched for a good church for many years, kind of bounced around from church to church, and then we found Anchor Church a couple of years ago, and then about a year ago started going more regularly. And then this year, as we're preparing to leave, really have just been constant attenders, and I've been going to men's group, and we just love Jeff Jenkins and the men's group. And so thank you guys for being supportive of us. Again, not making us feel guilty for leaving, but being supportive of us and giving your blessing. So that's another group that's been really influential in our family. My sons, your daughter and sons, your daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
She took a lot of stuff.
Yes.
So we're very thankful to everyone who's been supportive. We were a little worried at first of, gee, are we going to have to, put up with negative naysayers? And we just haven't experienced that. So it's been a real
They're
blessing.
just calling us crazy behind their backs.
Yeah, probably, but it's, as long as it's behind our back, right? Actually, I think most people are kind of looking forward to maybe taking a trip with us out on the water someday. So, and we want everybody that we've mentioned to spend a little time with us, or a lot of time with us, out on the water. That would be awesome. So, thank you, everyone. We love you.